Hi guys, and welcome to Escape Wheel Watch Reviews. My name is Steve, and today we're going to be reviewing the WM watch, model number WM216. I received this watch for free. I don't have to send the watch back, but no matter how I get a watch in on review for this channel, you're always going to get my honest opinion every single time. And if by the end of this review you do want to pick one of these up, I'll be leaving a link down in the video description. That will be an affiliate link, so if you use that link, it's an easy way for you guys to help support the channel and keep things running on this end. This is not a cheap channel to run, so I really do appreciate the continued support. The current price that I'm seeing this retail for is $136 US. That does include our ridiculous tariff. So if you're outside the US, you should see a price a little bit lower than that. We are in a summer sale as well. So I want to say like the normal retail price for this watch was like $120, but there's always some sort of a discount available for you. You can also pick this watch up in black or this white fully lume dial. You can get it with the bracelet, or you can get it on a strap for about $13 cheaper. The watch case and bracelet are made of 316L stainless steel. It has a sapphire crystal, screw-down crown, screw-down case back, 100 meters of claimed water resistance, and the watch is powered by the Seiko NH35 automatic movement. So you either have to have the bracelet, maybe you have to have the fully lume dial, maybe you hate titanium, but you can easily save up for the real deal here. So if you aren't aware, this is a near one-to-one copy, I'll pop up the real thing here, of the boldr Venture. It does not come on a bracelet. A couple different colors do come on the bracelet, but yeah, this colorway does not come on the bracelet. It also doesn't have a fully lume dial. They are titanium, and they cost only $300 US. So there's a real case for saving up for the real deal. So yeah, this thing better be good if it's going to get your money, I think. So I say we dig in and find out if it is. But before we do, doing a quick wrist check today. Wearing the new Watch Dives WD1863. This is the updated version with the new clasp and the new bracelet and the new dials. Review for this will be coming up sometime soon, hopefully. All right, so let's get into dimensions. Got a case diameter of 38.2 millimeters. Case thickness of 11.6. Got a standard 20 millimeter lug width. Lug tip to lug tip of 44.1 millimeters. And on the bracelet with two links removed, it weighs 132 grams. So thankfully we have a pretty classic set of dimensions. The ones that are listed online, they say that this is 35 to 39 millimeters in diameter, 20 millimeter bandwidth to 24 millimeters, 11.5 thick, which is pretty much spot on, but yeah, really confusing dimensions, but that's what they are. 38 by 44, 20 millimeter lug width. I think it wears pretty good. You got some pretty decent turn down, or a little, right to the tips of the case there. It's a very angular case. I do feel like it wears smaller than a 38 millimeter, but that's mostly because the lug tips, they do kind of disappear a little bit. You get, the reflection off of the case there, but you're kind of missing about 4 millimeters on each side. So it does wear a little bit smaller in my opinion. So just something to note. It's very comfortable with the offset crown there. The bracelet has been fine for me as well. So I'm going to go outside right now and throw it on my wrist for you. And here we are on my 7.5 inch wrist, and as you can see, it wears fine. I feel like it wears a little bit smaller than the dimensions suggest, and I think that's mostly just due to how the case is shaped. I think it wears really good, very comfortable. Got no issues with comfort on this. You can see decent little turn down to those lugs there, so it hugs my wrist very nicely. Sits fairly flat on it as well. Legibility is excellent, as you would expect on a watch like this. The crystal doesn't have much, if any, air coating, but it still keeps it pretty legible. Just being a flat crystal, you don't get too many reflections on it. So obviously the bracelet is just fully bead blasted, and it's just a very tool-like look. And just popping out in some direct sunlight, you can see the matte white dial is fully lumed. But yeah, it's just a very legible watch, even in this direct sunlight with lots of glare off the crystal and everything. Still looking really good. All right, let's go throw it on some straps though. And here we are on a khaki cut to size FKM. Love these straps. The links will be down below for these. I believe this one is in the pastel section. Not very pastel, but that's where it is. Looks really, really good. Super comfortable. Looks awesome. Yeah, just a great combo. And next up, I just had to throw it on my hemsuit leather strap. Again, these straps are sweet. I'll leave the link down below for them. This is a kind of dark brown, very vintage looking strap. Super comfortable. And I think that just looks really good on there. And next up, we have a single pass nylon strap. This is from CNS Watch Bands. One layer underneath the watch there, still sitting pretty good in my opinion. No issues with strap clearances either, so they did a nice job with their case and planning that out. I think the green and the white looks pretty good here. What do you guys think? And last up, here we are, just a simple double pass nylon strap. There you can see it is sitting up a little high. I have it kind of loose, but yeah, I mean, it's still, I think, manageable at this thickness, even with 2 layers of nylon underneath it. So this is a Cincy Strapco SF2, so it's a pretty thin nylon strap. So if you have a thicker one, it might be even worse than this. So just something to think about, but I figured this strap would look good on it, and it definitely does. All right, let's go back inside. Let's get back to this review. All right, so let's talk about the case finishing. Super simple case finishing. It is fully bead blasted, really smooth bead blasting as well, as you can see here. Nicely done. I don't see anything wrong with it. It's just a very simple case finishing. The execution on the case, I think they did a very nice job. You can see even on the bottom edge here, there's no sharp corners or anything like that. That's one thing that WM watch has really done well on, and that's kind of softened the bottom edge of the case where it is in contact with your wrist. There's no real sharp edges anywhere, even off the bracelet. They've trimmed these corners and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a really nice feeling case. Very simple finishing, but I think nicely done. You do have a signed screw down crown here at the 4 o'clock position. Yeah, I mean, it's done well. They did a nice job on it. It's a very simple case finishing, but they executed it nicely. Here you can see the bottom of the lugs here. Again, still fully bead blasted case as well. No markings on the case back. I'm fine with that. Simple notches to get a tool in there if you ever need to get to the NH35. Yeah, everything is just, it's done fine. I've got no issues with it. It's nothing fancy, but executed well. All right, so let's talk about the crystal. First things first, test it for sapphire. It is positive for sapphire. So we just have a flat piece of sapphire crystal. I don't think there's much, if any, anti-reflective coating on it. You can see it's picking up the reflections pretty good. And I mean, it's a flat sapphire. I don't feel like it needs it, especially on this white dial. Yeah, it definitely doesn't need air coating, but it would be nice if they threw some on there. But again, it's a nice sapphire. It's going to be scratch resistant and take all the bumps and bruises. It doesn't protrude up above the bezel hardly at all there. So yeah, it's a fine crystal. All right, so let's get real close. We'll talk about the dial on the watch. So this version here is fully lumed. So it is not a pure white dial. I'll show you a pure white dial watch there. You can see this is the WD0006. Review for this one will be coming soon. But you can kind of see right there, it's kind of an off-white color. But I think it actually looks pretty good. The lume on the hands is a very bright white, so those are BGW9. The dial, I believe, is also BGW9. It's hard to tell, but they definitely don't match, something that I picked up on right away. The layout of the watch is a fully printed dial. As you can see here, everything in black there is just a negative space on that white on that fully lumed dial. It's kind of your typical military style layout. Numerals at all the hour markers. You do have a 24-hour track on the inside there, the WM watch logo there under the 12 o'clock, and automatic 10 atmospheres above the 6 o'clock. Again, pretty clean, pretty simple. I like the dial layout on it, but again, it's pretty much a direct ripoff of the boldr. The handset that they chose, a good length. You can see they're kind of syringe style. But yeah, again, they look really good. They're glossy black there. The paddle seconds hand reaching right out to the minute track there. It all looks very nicely proportioned. The kind of party trick on this particular one is the lume. So I'm going to pop up a lume shot here, and you can see it against a couple other watches in the collection. It is that fully lumed glow. It's like an ice blue. It's very blotchy though. I'm not sure it comes across on the video, but it's a very blotchy finish to the dial. And then it just kind of fades away. It's not very good lume at all. I was a little bit disappointed in that aspect. Usually a fully lumed dial is pretty easy to read in the middle of the night, and this one was not. So yeah, it's not great lume. I'd put it as a solid like 5 out of 10. Just gets demolished by the other two watches that are with it. So yeah, the Lume on this watch a little bit disappointing. So inside the watch powering it is the Seiko NH35 automatic movement, 21,600 beats per hour, so 6 ticks of the second hand every second. It hacks, hand winds, roughly 40 hours of power reserve, a bidirectional winding rotor, so it keeps it nice and quiet. These movements, they are robust. They're cheap to service or replace or find parts for. They're just great movements for a watch like this at this price point. And I think there's really no other automatic that I would take over an NH35 in this price point. So here's how this one has been running for me. Again, I cannot complain. Had a lot of background noise on this, but you can clearly see this thing is running great. I'm wondering if WM Watch is regulating these watches. So yeah, really happy with that reading. This one is operated by this 4 o'clock screw down crown. You can see there plenty of grip on the crown. It does tuck, ever so slightly into the case. It really sticks out there, but you got plenty of grip on it. It's ultra smooth. Really, really happy with that. Nice, satisfying pop out from the NH35 as well. First position is your hand winding. Feels exactly like an NH35. Second position, we do have a ghost date position. I can feel it clicking there. I can hear it. So they didn't remove the works for that, which is a little bit disappointing. No date dial. I'd like to see a no date movement. We have the NH38. Why aren't we using it? Pulling it out to the next position, hacks the movement. This is where you set your time. Everything functions as it should. The hand alignment, very nice. Yeah, I don't have too much to complain about. The crown got a little bit of wobble in it, but really not any worse than anything else. Screw in action, nice and smooth, picks up those threads right away. So yeah, not too much to complain about with the movement on this watch. So I would say a selling point of this watch is that it does come on the bracelet. Like I said, you can get some of the boldr models on a bracelet. You can't get this white dial. You can't get the black dial on a bracelet. It comes in some of the other more unique colorways. And I believe they're close to like $450. So yeah, this one here comes on the bracelet. It's a decent bracelet, 20 millimeters. It tapers down to 18 millimeters at the clasp. Again, it is fully bead blasted. The articulation is pretty good. It doesn't really pull hairs, which is kind of surprising. I was expecting it to pull hairs because, the space in between these links are pretty tight, as you can see. The tolerances are pretty good. It doesn't jangle around too much. Yeah, it's a pretty decent bracelet. You got solid links, solid end links. There are female pivot end links as well. You can see that there's a little wear mark there, and that's just from hitting the end link right there. That's something you can't really, you just can't get away from, sadly. But you can see here, we have normal spring bars, decent quality spring bars in it. Again, the fluidity is actually pretty good on this thing. It's not perfect. It doesn't fully articulate, but it's pretty nicely done. I've got not too much to complain about. You have simple push pins for sizing. I removed 2 links for my 7.5 inch wrist. So my problem with this watch is the clasp. Just look at the color difference between them. It's really, hopefully it's coming across, but it's quite a bit darker and more matte than the rest of the bracelet. So it seems like an afterthought. You can see here, it does have the WM wording there. It's not the WM logo, it's just the WM letters. I don't understand that. They should put the WM logo on it. 2 button pushers. It's fully milled on the inside. You got nice tight tolerances. It opens and closes with a nice satisfying click every single time. You have 6 levels of micro adjust here, so you're going to get a really good fitment. You got nice short links as well, so that helps. You're going to be able to get a really good fitment on that, but I just don't understand why. It looks way different to me, and it just kind of seems like an afterthought. So yeah, a little bit disappointed in that clasp. They could have done a little bit better on that. The bracelet itself, I think, is fine. It's got good tolerances. It doesn't pull my hairs or anything like that. The end links, they fit to the case nicely. So yeah, there's not too much to complain about on the bracelet, but that clasp is just an odd choice for me. So there you go, guys. That is the WM watch WM216. There's some definite selling points to this watch over the boldr. Like I said, the boldr is about $300. It is titanium, which is nice. And it comes with the same movement, sapphire crystal, all that fun stuff. So, you're getting a steel case instead of titanium. You can get a fully loomed dial on this watch, but it's not anything great. The bracelet as well comes on. It's a decent bracelet, but it's not anything Really, really good. And I actually prefer this watch on straps. So, yeah, for me, I would definitely not buy this over the boldr. I would go out and buy the boldr. If you think the boldr is a little too much, try and find a used one. You can get them used for like $150. So, yeah, it's just something to think about. I'm not quite sold on this watch. It didn't do anything to, really impress me to recommend this over getting the real deal, especially since it's only double the price. Usually with an homage watch, it's like it costs 5% of the original, and it's just not feasible for someone to save up that much money. But for this one, yeah, I don't see why they did this watch. Honestly, I like it. I don't think it's a bad watch, but I would just buy the real one. That's just me, though. All right, I think that's it for me. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.